reunited with their families after more than 15 months in captivity. These 3 Israeli hostages were released by Hamas on Saturday after mediators helped avert a collapse of the fragile ceasefire. In exchange, Israel freed some 369 Palestinian prisoners and detainees who arrived home in buses to cheering crowds. Earlier, the 3 Israelis were led onto a stage in Khan Yunis, flanked by armed Hamas militants. They were then handed over to the Red Cross to be escorted to Israeli forces. Families watched the live broadcast as the trio was safely released. Many unable to contain their joy at seeing their loved ones again.
We saw him alive and walking on his own feet, and I can't explain. It's just so, and I don't have words for this.
Israeli forces transported the trio back to Israel via helicopter, where they received a hero's welcome. Busloads of Palestinian prisoners then arrived in Ramallah in the West Bank. This man said he had been detained for over 23 years, but that the last year and a half had been the most difficult. The swap allayed growing alarm that the ceasefire agreement could unravel before the end of its first stage. 19 Israeli and 5 Thai hostages have been released so far. 73 are still in captivity, with around half of them declared dead in absentia by Israeli authorities. Prospects for the survival of the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas have been shaken by US President Donald Trump's call for Palestinians to be resettled permanently out of Gaza. Trump has said he wants the tiny enclave to be turned over to the US and redeveloped as a seaside resort. That idea has been rejected out of hand by Palestinian groups, Arab states, and Western allies of Washington.